Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am so sorry I forgot to put in my extensions today and I look a little bit crazy. Like my hair looks a little bit insane, like literally. But yeah, this is what we're working with today. I am so happy to finally be back and be able to film for you guys. It has been a very long time. I know I did not mean to be away for this long. I only meant to take 2 weeks off, and then all hell broke loose. So many things have happened in our lives, very, very challenging things. I can honestly say it has been the hardest few months of my entire life. It has tested everything, everything. I really can't go into like specific details. Feel like I have been through hell and back. It has been just emotionally, physically exhausting and just scary. Thankfully, we are all doing better. But I needed to take time away from everything because I was working a full-time job. I work for Pfizer full-time, and then I also have a business, and trying to film YouTube and edit and keep the house clean and take care of my daughter, drive her everywhere, this and that, the dog. It was just a lot, and I just needed to stop something and focus on what was going on at home. So thank you so much for being patient and waiting for me. I hope that you guys understand. I can report though, because I don't want this to be a sad video, that everyone is doing much, much better now. Thank God. Yeah, we are moving in the right direction, and I'm just happy that we are in a better place now. It was really, really hard, and yeah. Anyway, we did get a new puppy, which also I was supposed to start filming about a month ago, and then we got a new puppy, to help with everything. And yeah, I didn't know that lab puppies were so much energy. We got an English lab thinking that she would be less energy, but no, she's insane. She's the first dog that I ever had to do doggy daycare for. If I don't put her in doggy daycare, I can't film. I'm filming this at 1 o'clock in the morning right now because she's sleeping, and it's a short part of the video that I had to film. But yeah, it has been insane. It's literally worse than a child. Yeah, I don't know. Lexi was an amazing like baby, an amazing toddler. So I never went through any of that with like my daughter, but with this puppy, I did. It was like insane. But we've had her for a month now. I've been training her, working with her. I love her so much. She is great. I would show her to you guys, but she's sleeping and we don't want to wake the monster. But if you guys follow me on Instagram, you've seen her a ton. I post so many pictures of her and Lola. But anyway, in today's video, I am going to be showing you the brand new ColourPop Lush Life Collection. I am going to be doing 3 different eyeshadow looks with the palette, and I'm also going to be swatching everything from the collection live on my face: the eyeliners, the lip glosses, and the new Serum blushes. So if you guys want to see all of that, then just keep on watching. Alright, so we're gonna get started with the first eyeshadow look, and I am first going to prime my eyes using the P. Louise eyeshadow base in the shade 2.0. And I apologize, my voice is really quiet because the puppy is sleeping right next to me and I'm scared to wake her up. Hopefully you guys don't hear her snoring, but yes, prime your eyes. Next, I am taking the blue from the palette and using a synthetic pencil brush. I am going to pack this color right into the lid, and once the color is packed, I am going to very lightly soften the edges. And I do apologize if you guys hear the puppy in the background. She moves a ton when she sleeps, so you may hear some really weird grunts and noises in the background. I am so sorry.
Next, I am taking the green from the palette and using another pencil brush, I am going to start packing it right up above the blue. And these are pretty much the only two colors that we're going to be using as our main focus point for this look. So you just want to pack it until you're happy with the way that it looks and blend it until you are satisfied with the blend. And this is essentially what it should look like by this point. So we want to blend that green into the transition area to make it look like a transition color. Like we added a lighter green, but we really didn't. We just blended out a lot of that green to make it a lot lighter. I then went back into the same green, and with a blending brush I packed a little bit more of that green into the crease so that we create a bit of a gradient with just that one color and the blue that's on the lid, of course. But I repeated this process about 2 to 3 times, so just pack and blend until you're happy with the way it looks. But again, I didn't use a lighter green, it's the same green. Just blend it until you're happy with the way it looks and you're happy with the way your gradient is looking, which is funny that I'm saying gradient because we're using one color, but I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. And then here I just went back into that blue and intensified the blue a little bit more just to make sure that we didn't have any harsh lines. Next, I went into the gold and I am putting the shade over the blue just to give it a little bit of glitter and a bit of pop. Next, I am creating a wing using the Too Faced Better Than S eyeliner. I don't know if I can say that word on YouTube, so I'm just gonna play it safe and say the S word. I also don't see why we wouldn't be able to say it because it's not a bad word or anything, but with YouTube, you never know. So I'm just going to play it safe, you know? Moving on to the inner corner, I am taking the lighter yellowish gold and applying that to the inner corner. Moving on to the lower lash line, I am taking the dark green and just applying that using a small flat brush and applying it all along the lower lash line. I'm also using the same brush to blend the lower lash line so it doesn't look too harsh. Next, I am taking the shimmery lime green and applying that over the green on the lower lash line just to make it stand out a little bit more. And honestly, I just wanted to use as many colors from the palette as possible. Next, I am taking the green eyeliner from the collection and applying it to the waterline. For mascara, I am taking ColourPop's Act Natural Mascara in black. And moving on to lashes, I am using these from this ColourPop collection that I received around the holidays, and I don't know exactly what the style name is, but they are beautiful. Anyway, this is the completed look for the first eyeshadow look. I hope that you guys like it. It was pretty easy. I tried not to do any cutting of any creases today to make things a little bit easier, but anyway, I hope that you guys like it, and let's move on to the second eyeshadow look. Starting off the second eyeshadow look by priming my eyes, again using the P. Louise eyeshadow base in the shade 2.0. And I never show you guys this part, but I figured that I would in case you are struggling with this. But I do always pat everything down with a small beauty blender to make sure that the base is nice and even. Moving on, I am taking the brown from the palette and using a pencil brush, I am going to start packing this color all the way from the inner corner into the crease and all the way to the outer corner, leaving the center space on the lid open. And really quickly, just to show you this, because when I pack colors, I do usually go over the area twice at least, sometimes maybe 3 times. So you want it to look like this. You want it to look even with a lot of pigment, you know, and basically until you are happy with the way that it looks. But obviously don't leave it the way that it was in the previous step. So I just went over it probably twice. And once it is packed, I'm using the same brush to just again very lightly soften the edges, which makes it a lot easier for the next color that we're going to come in with to blend with, if that makes sense. That didn't make sense, but I think you guys know what I mean. Okay, and moving on, I am taking the orangey brown shade and applying it right up above the previous shade, and I am going to be actually blending this in. I'm not going to be packing it on as usual, like as we did with the previous shade. As you guys can see, I'm just doing side to side motions to blend the color in. Next, I am taking the lighter orangey brown and applying it above the previous shade using the same brush, and we're using this as the transition color. And since we do lose a lot of pigment while blending, I am going back into the previous color and using a blending brush, I'm just going to start building that color back up, and then I'm going to repeat the same process for the brown shade. Moving on to finally filling that space that we left open, I am taking the shimmery orange from the palette and applying that right to that center space that we were saving just for this shade, and I am just going to pack it all in that space, and I'm also very slightly taking it over the brown and kind of fading it into the brown so that we don't have any harsh edges left. And for the inner corner, I am taking that lighter yellow gold one more time. Moving on, I am taking the brown shade and applying it to the lower lash line. I am applying it only to the outer corner and the inner corner of the lower lash line, and leaving the middle space blank for now. Next, I am filling in that space with that same shimmery orange that we used on the lid. Moving on, I am taking the yellow eyeliner from the collection and applying it to the very inner corner of the waterline. For the rest of the waterline, I am taking Makeup Forever's brown pencil, and I'm also taking this eyeliner and applying it to the top waterline as well. And for mascara, I'm using the same mascara again, ColourPop's Act Natural in black. And moving on to lashes, I am going back to that holiday set from ColourPop and using a different set from that collection. Again, I'm not sure what any of the style names are. They're not on the box, so I do apologize for that, but I tried to do a close-up so that you guys could see what they look like. But anyway, this is the completed look for the second eyeshadow look. I hope that you guys like it, and let's move on to the last eyeshadow look. And starting off the last eyeshadow look again by priming my eyes using the P. Louise eyeshadow base in the shade 2.0. This one is going to be really easy, so I'm starting off with the brown shade and the pencil brush, and I'm just packing that color into the outer corner. I'm also applying it into the crease and fading it inwards towards the inner corner, but not taking it all the way in. I'm just focusing the shade just on the outer corner, and I kept changing brushes because I could not find a brush that I was liking for some reason. So I'm sorry about that, but yeah, as you guys just saw me, I changed brushes 3 times. So I lied, I actually changed brushes 4 times, and that's because I changed my mind halfway through the look. So I basically ended up taking the brown further in and just using a blending brush to blend that color inwards, and then make sure to blend the brown into the crease to make it a little bit lighter so that it looks like it's a transition color, but it's really not, you know. Next, I am taking the orangey brown and I'm applying that right next to the brown using a flat brush. And I do apologize, I know I am not making any sense today. I'm very rusty. I haven't filmed in like 3 months, so I'm so sorry, but hopefully you guys can follow along with what I'm doing on screen. Next, I am taking this lighter shade, it's like a tan yellow, and using the same brush, I'm applying that to the inner corner. Then I'm going back to the orangey brown color and just I'm blending those colors together to make sure that there are no harsh lines. Moving on, I am going back into that brown and I'm like barely dipping my brush in there. I'm just grabbing a little tiny bit of that brown to blend the edges of the brown that we placed before, and then just making sure that there are no harsh lines and cleaning everything up with a blending brush. And going back to the brown, I am applying it all along the lower lash line. For the inner corner, I am going back to the shimmery yellow because it just looks so beautiful with these colors. Moving on, I am grabbing the lighter green eyeliner from the collection and applying it to the very inner corner of the waterline. And then I'm taking the Makeup Forever brown pencil for the rest of the waterline. For mascara, I am again using ColourPop's Act Natural Mascara in black. And for lashes, I am using the same ones that I previously used. And that is it. That is the completed last eyeshadow look. I hope that you guys like it. And I will see you guys in a bit to swatch the rest of the collection.
So those were the eyeshadow looks, and now I'm gonna move on to swatching the Serum blushes. So I did put on foundation, and that's all I have on right now. I don't have any powder, any setting powder, any powder foundation, nothing. Just liquid foundation. Since these are serum blushes, I don't want to mess up my powder, you know? So I'm gonna swatch them over foundation first. Okay, so I am gonna start off with, let's do Hibiscus, which is this guy right here. And I'm really excited to try these because I've never heard of a serum blush before. So anyway, I'm gonna take a little drop on the back of my finger like this. I think that's too much, so I'm gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna put it right there, like that. I think that's too much. And then I'm just gonna take my finger and I'm gonna start blending it out. I usually like to start with one finger just to get like the placement right. And then once I kind of have it where I want it, I take both fingers and I start to blend the cream blush or whatever. This color is really pretty. I have to tell you, I actually was not expecting much. I usually don't like cream blushes because they always end up looking like a lip gloss and feeling like a lip gloss, and I just hate them with a passion. But this feels really nice. It actually does not feel like a cream blush. It does not feel oily at all. It feels like a serum. Like, yeah, okay. That is really nice. I love this color. It is really pretty. And I swear it also gave me like a little glow. You guys see that? I'm gonna put on a little more, but it feels really, really nice. It does not have that weird like texture that a lot of cream blushes have, where they end up looking and feeling like a lip gloss, and then by the time you blend it out, it's pretty much gone. Like, look at the pigment. That is beautiful. Oh, yes. Okay. I love this color. I didn't do the best job at like placing it, and I'm kind of made a mess over here, but this is just swatches. I have to tell you guys, I am really impressed by these serum blushes so far. Look, it gave me like a really nice glow, and I swear my skin feels like really smooth, and like it looks like it took my pores away. I don't know, probably wishful thinking, but anyway, that's hibiscus, and I'm just gonna blend this in to try to cover this color so we can swatch the next one. So now I'm gonna move on to the shade Starfruit, and we're gonna swatch it the same way, a little bit on my finger. Okay, so here we have Starfruit, and I have to tell you, it's really pretty too. I think I like the first one a little bit better, but this is nice too. This one, I feel like it has more of a peachy undertone, but I really like how these serum blushes give you like this like glow. Do you see that? It's really nice. And I love that they don't feel like a lip gloss and that they don't disappear when you blend them out. Anyway, let's move on to the last serum blush, which is going to be Passion Flower. All right, so I'm going to take Passion Flower and we're going to do the same thing. This is a really nice color too. It's a little bit deeper than the previous two. Okay, here is passion fruit. Definitely, I would say this is the deepest out of all three. It is pretty, but I don't think it's my favorite. I think my favorite is still number one, which was hibiscus. But this is nice too. I don't know, they're all nice, you know, they're all nice, but this is what it looks like. It does look like they all give you this little nice serum glow. But anyway, I'm gonna take this off, I'm gonna finish the rest of my makeup, and I'll be back to swatch the lip glosses, and I may apply hibiscus again over powder foundation just so that we can see if the serum blushes can be applied over powder. So yes, I'll be right back. So I just finished the rest of my makeup. As you guys can see, I do have powder foundation on. I also have bronzer, which was a powder. So I put highlighter on too, because normally I put my blush like in between the highlighter and the bronzer, and then I like to blend them together. So I wanted to try to replicate the same way that I would do my makeup with a powder blush with the serum blush. Wish me luck. I hope this doesn't get all messed up and like all gooey. I hope it doesn't disturb my base, but I'm gonna take the shade Hibiscus, which is my favorite one, and I'm not going to use my fingers, because if I use my fingers, I'm pretty sure that will disturb the powder foundation. So I'm going to take a little bit of this and I'm going to place it on the back of my hand. And then what I'm going to do is take a stippling brush. So I'm going to use the ColourPop F5, and I'm going to dip it right into the serum blush. But you can see there's a lot on there, so I'm going to wipe off the excess on the back of my hand again. Almost use the back of your hand as a palette, basically. And then whatever is left on here, that is what I'm going to apply as a blush. And already it is looking really nice. Pretty. This is honestly my favorite shade out of the Serum blushes. Hibiscus, yes. All right, so I usually like to take my blush all the way up here because, I don't know, I just feel like it looks better blended in between the highlighter and the bronzer. Okay, there is the Serum blush, and I am so happy it did not mess up my powder foundation at all, and it looks beautiful. Yes, okay, I am very happy. So, okay, I'm gonna do the other side. All right, so the Serum blush looks perfect on just foundation. It looks beautiful over powder. Use a stippling blush. Use a stippling brush so it doesn't disturb your powder foundation. If you do use powder or setting powder, any powder products, definitely use a stippling brush. But I feel like the Serum blush would also look so beautiful on just bare skin, you know, like for summertime makeup, you know. Yeah, look, it's very pigmented. It's beautiful. It's not blending that well because I've had it on the back of my hand for a few minutes now, so I think it's drying. But it looks gorgeous. Okay, very impressed with the Serum blushes. So I am going to swatch the 3 lip glosses now. So I'm going to take this one off. I just have on a clear lip gloss right now. All right, so I am going to move on to swatching the lip glosses, and I'm going to start off with the shade Vanda. Okay, here we go. It's a very thick lip gloss formula from what I can tell. This looks pretty so far. Here is the shade. It is really pretty. It has like that orangey undertone to it. Perfect for summer. You know, it's really nice. The formula is definitely a thicker, it's like a thicker oil. So it's not, it's like a lip gloss, but just thicker, if that makes sense. Okay. Anyway, here is this one, and let's move on to the next one. All right, so the next one is gonna be Orchid. Is it Orchid or Orchid? Orchid, right? Orchid. It looks like this. If you guys are hearing that, the puppy just wormed herself into my room from the hallway. It is pretty similar to the first gloss. If I had to pick out of the two, I think I like this one better, Orchid better, but they're both really pretty. So yes, this is Orchid, and let's move on to the last one. Moving on to the last shade, which is Peace Lily. It looks like this, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be my favorite because I love colors like this. So here is the last shade, Peace Lily, and I love it. If you guys have been watching me for a long time, you know that I love lip glosses like this. I just love a clear lip gloss, especially if there's a little bit of glitter in there. I just love them. I think they make your lips look so pretty and just like moisturized, and they highlight your lips, and you know, when you turn like a certain way, you just get this glow on your lips. I don't know. You can wear it like with a full face of makeup or with no makeup at all. I just love, love, love. I don't know why I'm talking like that, but yes, I love this one. But ColourPop has a lot of these type of lip glosses with different collections. So do you need it from this collection? Probably not. You probably already own something like this, but yes, out of all three, this is probably my favorite. Okay, so that is pretty much it for everything in the collection. So really quickly, because the new puppy I feel is about to wake up any second now, I'm gonna give you my final thoughts on the collection. So out of the entire collection, I would have to say my two favorite things that I would say that I would like recommend that you buy would probably have to be the palette. I think it's beautiful. It blended out great. I mean, ColourPop eyeshadows like never, never, ever disappoint. They always are just so pigmented, so blendable. They're just amazing. So if you like the colors in here, I say go for it. Pick it up. I did not have an issue with blending any of the shades. They're just gorgeous. And my second favorite thing would have to be the Serum blushes. I have never liked cream blushes before, ever. I actually just threw away like 20 of them that I had sitting in a drawer for a really long time that just expired. I just always found them to be just really like sticky, and every time I would put them on my cheeks, they would kind of just blend out to nothing. And then they sometimes feel like a lip gloss, you know. The only one that I have tried lately that I did like was the Fenty Beauty cream blushes. Other than that, I don't like any cream blushes. They just end up looking like a lip gloss, and it just looks messy and just feels disgusting. But the Serum blushes in this collection are amazing. They not only look like a powder blush after you blend them in, but they are very pigmented. They do not feel like a lip gloss on your skin at all. They do give you this like beautiful, like, I don't know, like a glow. I'm assuming maybe the serum part of it. Um, and I don't know, I also feel like they make my skin really smooth. Again, I don't know if that's the serum part of it or if it's just in my head, but I love these so much. And actually, I love them so much that ColourPop released a new collection today called like the Cherry Collection or something. And I saw that they have two new Serum blush colors in that collection. So I ended up ordering the entire collection. Yes, I love the Serum blushes. I say if you were looking for a good cream blush but you never found one that you actually liked, try this one. They are amazing. The lip glosses, you know, it's like a lip gloss. You guys can get them if you like the colors, if you like the swatches, but it's a lip gloss, you know, it's whatever. And then the eyeliners were beautiful, but if you don't do a lot of colorful looks, if you don't think that you're going to be using colorful eyeliners, then it's probably a waste of money. But I will say they do glide on super easily. They are very pigmented. They are beautiful. So if you're going to get a lot of use out of them, go for it, get them. But again, my two favorite things would have to be the palette and the Serum blushes. Okay, I am gonna get going before the puppy wakes up. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here and watching. Thank you to all of you that waited for me to come back. And if you're still here, thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe before you go. But remember, even if you don't, I just appreciate you being here and watching. Also, don't forget that you can follow me all over social media. It is at GlitterBeauties, the same way that is spelled right there. And also, before I forget, because I always forget to mention this, I do have a coupon code with ColourPop. It is 5CAT, 5KAT. It'll give you 5% off. It's not much, but I never use it, and I figured let me start using it because, or let me start giving it to you guys because I've had it for years and I'm always too like embarrassed, and I don't know, I feel like a little bit weird sharing coupon codes. So I don't know, I just figured let me share it with you guys in case it helps. But yeah, that is it. Again, thank you guys so much for being here, and I am sorry that this video was a big mess. It's my first time filming in like 2-3 months. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for still being here, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.